absolutely. And I love what you said about intention. It got me thinking, like, what is my intention? I've always just gone with the flow, like, oh, my family wants me to do this and be here, and so I'll do that. And I feel like my intention in the past has been like, okay, just get stuff done, just finish, and that's not a positive state of mind. That's a anxiety state of mind, right? Like, I won't be okay if I don't finish all of this. What have you seen from
meaning, can I interrupt? Meaning like holiday preparation finish, or do you mean like white knuckling, like got to get through this?
Preparation, like getting tickets to travel, go home. I'm from the East Coast too, like Jimmy, and so there's always like so many pieces that I need to put together. And I do celebrate Christmas with my family and tend to do something for New Year's. So there's definitely a lot of to-dos that has been probably the center of my focus more than I want to cultivate joy. A affirmation like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of less is more, and then setting ourselves up for success. But a big part of that too is starting with the quality of experience that you want to have. And this could be for anything, but again, we're looking at the holidays. And really, once you identify that quality, really letting the energy of that kind of help pull you through the experience energetically, versus, the focus being on what needs to happen. And there can be a lot of, what's the word, kind of divided energy with that. We can get scattered and enter into overwhelm very easily. So we might all want to do that even right now. If we were to all just choose one quality that we would really like to be the hallmark of this upcoming season, what might that be? I know for me it would be joy. So I'll share that with all of you. My intention is to really experience the holidays in a joy-filled way this year. Also ease, with a lot of ease.
Awesome.
Do you have a that comes to mind?
For me,
Jimmy, we're going to get to you.
Yeah, and Abby, if she wants to. This is going to be my first Christmas that I'm not spending with my family. So for me, it's bringing up community in a big way. I want to cultivate my own connection with people at this time so that I can feel connected, and have my heart feel warm, supported. So yeah, calling in a sense of community.
Or perhaps authentic connection too could be a good one.
Gonna write that down.
Beautiful. I love it. Jimmy, do you have one that comes to mind?
Yeah, I would say relaxation and integration. Meaning just it's been a crazy year, on a global level, of course, but just my own personal experience this year, and being able to slow down towards the end of the year and really take all that in and let it settle. Because it's funny that what Kristen said earlier of just wanting to be done. I know that triggered something inside of me that I was like, oh yeah, I kind of do that with my music. Like, I got to finish this album, and like I just want to be done with it. And I never thought of it in a way that it's like an anxiety. And I can definitely see that I'm not enjoying it as much as I could. Just enjoy the journey and the process of it, and not be so focused on the finish line as much. And I feel like the end of the year is kind of like a finish line in a way. It's like, okay, the year's wrapping up, and it's sort of a reset sometimes. And I could see maybe just me slowing down a little bit, enjoying some downtime and integrating everything that I've learned is going to be helpful for me, moving
Mhm.
into 2018.
Mhm. I love that. That's beautiful. Sometimes what I encourage with clients too is just carving out white space on your calendar where there's nothing scheduled, and being really vigilant about not filling it, so you can really support yourself in having that time.
Yeah, that sounds that sounds like a good idea.
I might add that too. I love that, the relaxation. And it's funny listening to both of you, and I'm reflecting on this for myself too. The holidays are such a microcosm for how we do operate in our day-to-day lives, but maybe it's a bit more amplified just because there is so much more before us. And like what you're speaking to, Jimmy, this desire to close things before the end of the year, this idea of a reset can bring more contemplation too, or a desire to finish things that maybe aren't yet done. So that's a good point too, about all the things that are happening inside.
Hmm.
Does our caller, would she like to state a quality too? If she.
Sure. Sure. Actually, I really enjoyed the joy because I recently also feel like I need to finish a bunch of things before I go on vacation, and I haven't been thinking about what I want to feel like while I'm on vacation. And I often kind of do this to myself where I get really stressed out before, and then when I'm on vacation, I'm like recovering instead of like enjoying. And also, I was thinking like compassion, because for some reason I have a tendency, like I have a lot of expectations around the holidays and I want things to go really well. And this specific holiday, my boyfriend's parents are meeting my parents. But trying to just kind of like reframe like what the experience is going to be like for them too. And like not like, hopefully that will help me not get so stressed out about the outcomes of things and my own expectations. And I can really just focus more on like being with my family and like having fun, basically.
Mm-hmm. Maybe one might be acceptance. That might be a quality also. And I love the compassion. That's something that I was hoping we'd be talking about today too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So now that we all have come up with an intention, what are some ways that we can keep ourselves connected to these, like on a daily basis perhaps, or what kind of things would you suggest?
Yeah, I was just going to speak to that, so I'm glad that you're asking. So if you're a visual person, I highly recommend putting something up on your bathroom mirror, or I tell people sometimes to laminate whatever it is and put it in the shower, just somewhere where you're going to be seeing it regularly, or in the car, is another great place. But even just writing the quality, acceptance, compassion, relaxation, integration, authentic connection, having just that visual reminder. And then I usually like to create an affirmation that integrates my quality. So I'm just saying that to myself throughout the day, even, because you want to just help guide your mind towards what your truth is. And again, it's such a great example of the holidays, because there's so much always happening in our outer world, and these days we have a million distractions, and it's you turn on the news, it's so easy to go into negativity in a second. And that's why this idea of personal responsibility is so important, and it's one of my main tenets with my coaching, because we really have the choice in how we want to experience ourselves and our lives, and really being mindful and compassionate with ourselves, like Abby mentioned, the compassion. So just gently guiding ourselves back to what our truth is. So yes, there's all this going on, but what truth do I want to affirm for myself in this moment? So that's where having something simple as a quality, you can really build up a lot of energy around that. You know, law of attraction, soon enough you're attracting those experiences to you. Outer experience, what we experience outside is a reflection of inside. So often my clients, you know, they're like, is this magic? Like, what's going on? Because they start having experiences that are embodiments of the qualities or affirmations for themselves. And in my perspective, it is magic, but it's, you know, one of the laws of attraction too. What we focus on grows. And, you know, if we go into the holidays saying it's stressful, it's going to be hard, I don't want to see this person, I have to control what happens with this person and that person, you know, that's what we're going to experience. But if we go in saying, I'm experiencing joy, I'm experiencing ease, and just see what happens. So I challenge anyone watching this to join us in our experiment and let us know how it goes. But to answer